Hello, this is my screencast for my website. Just type in www.sibley. Oh, there we go, and we click there, and it's loading slowly, very slowly. There we go. So this is my online portfolio, and right now it's on the mobile because I'm on my cell phone. But you can also go and you can click on web, so you get what it looks like as it would look like on your computer. Now I'm just going to go back to mobile because that's easier for me to navigate the site. So here's my online portfolio. Now, if you click over there on the top left-hand side, it pulls down a bunch of tabs that you can click on. So let's click on travel. Now, for travel, there are a couple pictures here. It's a picture of New York with my parents, France in grade 9, and South Carolina. And those are just a few photos from where I've traveled. Student council, that was a big part of my year this school year. I was one of the tech reps with Nick and Kai, and I was in charge of the council Facebook page for the media. So all the photo albums and all the photos that were uploaded were taken by either myself, Nick, or Kai at one of the school dances or different events. And student council was just a lot of fun. As a tech rep, you have two big jobs for the year, two big videos. You have the OSLIC video, which is posted below, or you have the year-end video. During the year, we were able to participate in two film competitions, the Frames film competition and the DSBN skills competition, and both were they were the same thing in the way where you got your topic for the video at the beginning of the day, and you had a limited amount of time where you had to film, edit, create storyboards, everything, have ready for presentation by the end of the day. And so that was a lot of fun. And you can click on the more videos button here if you want to go see some other videos from different events that we have. I feel like that's fun. The Sears Drama Festival is something that I was able to participate in. Began in 1946, and it gives such a great place for people who are interested in the dramatic arts to showcase their artistic talent. And I've had the opportunity to participate in this festival for 3 different productions, and for the past 2 years, I was lucky enough to be the assistant festival stage manager. The festival is open for the public to view, and in my opinion, it's like a great way for people to explore the dramatic arts in like a fun, friendly competition. So I'm like really into reading, and I love reading books and stuff. And I feel like that aspect really kind of helped me make the website in the way where I kind of was able to put the words in a certain way. Um, Reading the different books we read this year, that was really cool. I enjoyed learning about like the archetypes and things like that because when I read a book, I never really, I read the book for the book. I don't try to look deeper usually for different meanings. So I always find it interesting in English class where we look at a book and then we analyze it and then we see like, oh, look, this represents this, or like this archetype appears throughout the book and different things like that. And that's really cool. And I always kind of like, because I don't necessarily do it myself, analyze uh different parts of the book when I just read one for fun. It's I always enjoy seeing what other people kind of bring to the table and what they believe certain things symbolize and stuff like that. Um Writing this year was helpful because I was able to write the words on my website, and this this grade 12 year kind of like it really, it kind of like it builds and builds and builds each year, right? You learn something grade 9 and then you build upon that in grade 10 and 11 and 12. So really in the 4 years of English, I hope I've been able to improve my writing skills. And maybe maybe you can see that on the website or not. Then if you go down to WCSS drama, these are just like the different drama productions that I was able to help out with so far. Um, okay, so first one was the Music Man in grade 9, and that was fun. It was like one of the two or 3 extracurricular things I did that year, so that I met some new people and made some friends, and that was fun. Trial by Duty. It wasn't his biggest production for Music Man, and here's a picture of myself and Bryce as I was the gaffer and he was the cameraman. And the gaffer is actually it doesn't sound like it's an important job, but apparently it is. It's the person who's in charge of making sure that the cables don't get tangled when they're filming. Doesn't sound important, but it really is. I feel like this kind of also kickstarted my interest in filming because in grade 10 I took that communication technology course, or in grade 11 I took that. In grade 11 I took communications. In grade 10 I took computer engineering and realized doing this that I was actually more interested in how cameras work than putting together a computer and doing binary. I don't like binary. Then in West Side Story, I was able to build upon the media role where I was in charge of documenting the rehearsal process and taking photos for the show. And that was my job to upload them to the website for the actors, the students, or parents and family to view. I was a bit of a bigger role this time, and I was assistant. I was assistant to the stage manager. So technically, I was an assistant stage manager, but I was separate from what Kelsey and Grace were doing because I was up at the front, at the top of the auditorium with Kennedy, and Kennedy's job was to call the entire show, all the cues, lights, everything, and my job was to follow along with the music sheets, and so I had to call all the musical cues. So at the beginning of the second act, I would have to call the curtain opening, lights coming up, everything that happened while I was following along with the music. So that was exciting and stressful all at once. And here's a photo of the cast of West Side Story. And if you zoom in a bit, you can see there's myself right there. And that was just a really fun time. So like oral communication, it kind of gave me the confidence to do this screencast, because normally I would not have thought that, oh, I'll do my website and I'll do a recording of it like a podcast thing, because that's kind of weird. But that happened. Media things I've really built one in this class and other ones about media, because I was actually able to build this website and find different things that I've done or things that I've documented with photos or videos or anything, and just kind of put it all together as like one culmination of like, I guess, kind of like my life here. And I think what I'll probably end up doing with this is I'll use this as an online portfolio, because when I started doing the website, I wasn't really sure what I would do. Like if I would do it as a as kind of like, oh, here's what I like doing, like, or here's one main interest of mine. And what it kind of ended up turning into was, here's an interest for me, and it was all about like the dramatic studies, all the things that for drama and for media. So I think that this can be something that I can put on a resume for jobs and applications and things, and just say, oh, hey, if you want to know more about me, here's this portfolio that's online, so it saves paper, and it kind of gives people like a different approach to how you would normally apply for a job. So it kind of, I don't know, I guess could give you a bit of an edge when doing this, when applying for jobs. Bitter Girl was something that I helped out with for Tech Crew. Each year, would senior drama class, the grade 11s and 12s, do a final year-end project where the grade 11s they write an anthology, and the grade 12s take a pre-written play, a script, and they put it on stage, right? So I was a part of the running crew, and I was in the program put as assistant stage manager for that. And then grade 12 was my big role, wherein I was stage manager for Hamlet, Zombie Killer of Denmark. So I worked with Miss Neufeld and learned even more about theater. And I like, as I was over the past 4 years, I've kind of really realized that the theater is something that you can constantly learn from, whether you're learning like people's old tricks or whatever, or you're learning new technological things or technical ways that you can show something on stage because the theater is something that's always evolving. Um, at the Sears Drama Festival, this was exciting. Our tech crew was awarded the Rita Steve Award for Outstanding Stage Crew. And so we were able to work together very well through the show and handle any problems that happened during our show. We were able to fix, and I don't think the audience would have noticed any of them. And it was really, really a nice achievement for me because I was told afterwards that it's really the tech crew award is something, it's because the stage manager is able to run the show professionally and keep their stage crew professional. And I thought that was really, really nice. And this is a picture of a Haas, and this is how a Haas would run our shows each night. He was just so good at it that he would blindfold himself, and he would just rely on trusting that I would call the cue at the proper time, and he would just press the button. Here's the tech crew and our lucky slippers. We all got matching lucky slippers for the show, and I guess it paid off because we got that award. You have Grace, Keegan. So Grace was the assistant stage manager, and she ran fog. Keegan was sound, so he played all the sound cues. I was the stage manager, and Hawes with his leopard print slippers. He was our lights guy. And you just scroll back to the top. Photography. This just kind of has some stuff. Like, it's always been an interest to me, and so I've been able to document a lot of stuff. So here I've linked 2 buttons to the West Side Story rehearsal photo page and the Hamlet Zombie Killer of Denmark. And here I just have a few select photos from West Side Story that were taken during the show. If you do want to see more photos of Hamlet Zombie Killer of Denmark, I suggest that if you go to the student council Facebook page, you can go to the albums and you'll be able to see a whole bunch of photos and things like that. The Port Colborne Operatic Society is something that I've volunteered my time with for the past 3 years. I was a part of Oliver, and I was sound crew, so my job for that, I had to make sure that all the actors were mic'd, that their mics were on properly, that their mic wasn't too close to their face, or that they wouldn't get makeup in the microphone, because that's very bad when stage makeup gets into the microphone, because then it's basically ruined. And one time something happened and Oliver's mic came off, or it came undone. So I was radioed in, and I had to go and sneak behind the curtain, and he was sitting on a box, and I had to kind of like duck down below the box that he was sitting on, and kind of be like, Oliver, your mic's off. And he was like, what? So I had to very inconspicuously reattach his mic and replace the batteries because it had died during the middle of the show. And that was fun. The Music Man, I was a part of a lighting crew, so I actually had done the Music Man with school, and then did the Music Man with the Operatic Society, and I was a part of a lighting crew. And it was during the Music Man that I was doing my co-op for my specialist high skills major, so I got to kind of call the show from the lighting booth, which meant that I just would say, Alex 5, ready, Alex 5, go, and Mr. Biller would kind of just press the button when it was time. Fiddler on the Roof was something I did this year, and that was exciting. I was lighting crew again, and I did the same thing this time, though. There were more follow spots. So actually, Isaac and Danielle were there, and they did the follow spot. So anytime there's a spotlight on a character, I would be like, okay, spot 1 ready on one of the characters. And then they would say, standing by, and I would go, and they would turn it on. That was kind of a fun experience and stuff. Volunteering. So here is a picture of the food truck after a hard day of loading from with the Port Colborne Lions food drive. So volunteering was something I started a bit before high school, but once I got into high school, and I got my 40 hours like almost right away in grade 9. So I was all done, but I kept volunteering because I really enjoy volunteering and what the different things that I do in the volunteering. So I did Salvation Army, supervising activities in children with the public library, helping with the food drive, selling T-shirts with the Terry Fox Run, and the Gravelly Bay fundraiser was something that Lisa and I did for to fundraise for keeping the beaches clean and the water safe for people to swim in. And Canal Days is something that I've done a bit more recently, and that's always fun. I've done ticket gates, checking their ID for alcohol. Um, I helped sell tickets for the Empire Sandy and a whole bunch of different things, and all these different volunteer experience really, they kind of build upon one another, just like in school, how you kind of build upon your skills. And I think, yeah, and then there's just a contact page. If anyone wants to contact me, they can just email me and I will respond. And here you have some social media buttons. So there is a Twitter, a mail, and a YouTube button. It's fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this tutorial on how to navigate the website, and that you enjoyed learning a bit more about me and what I've done. And it's great. So have a good day.